How's it going, everybody? This is Justin Bozeman, Revolution Talk Radio. Very quickly coming up with a video. Um, I wanted to talk to all of the protesters right now, and this specifically goes out to people, and you can quote me on this, who are in the Black Lives Matter movement, who are in the communities, and they're talking about how they have been oppressed and all these things have been going on through economic there's no economic equality and all this other stuff. I'm talking to you. So if you're one of these people, if you're one of these black Democrats who constantly harps on this is for you. Because my question for you on tonight, real quick, is why should you be outraged? You voted for your enslavement. You voted for your own enslavement. See, one of the things that I'm going to say that really isn't going to get me a lot of subscribers, and that's okay. I don't do it for the subscription base or whatever, but a lot of black people are hypocrites. Yes, they are. And why are they hypocrites? They're hypocrites in the regards of the stuff that they say and the stuff that they allow themselves to get away with. It's hypocritical because ever since the 1960s, when black people, for the reason of being handed entitlements and being sold out by black pastors in the black church, for that very reason of being sold out, ever since then, and ever since the black community, really for the majority, has voted Democratic, we've seen a shift in our communities that has not been good. Fatherless homes rated skyrocketed. Jobs lost, men not working, skyrocketed. Men in prison, skyrocketed. And then these are the same people who have the nerve to talk about how the system is against them and how the white man did this and how the white man did that and how the Republicans are so racist and they did this to us. But yet, in all of these communities where you see the civil unrest, such as the Baltimore area, the Chicago area, the South Central LA, Compton areas, inner city areas, Detroit, Michigan, all these areas, if you notice it, and you can look it up, prove me wrong, are all run by Democratic governments. Yes, they are. And they have been run by Democratic governments for years. But yet, with them being in charge and them being in power, the black community has regressed ever since Lyndon Johnson made the social welfare state. But yet black people keep believing the lie and the myth that Republicans are racist, even though the Democratic Party started the KKK. They believe the myth that the Republicans and Donald Trump are racist, even though Democrats say, you can't do it without our help. You need us to give you a handout. You need for us to give you the advantage. Meanwhile, in the 40s and 50s, we had it on our own. We had our own businesses. We had our own schools. Black men were in the house. Black men were working. Black men were able to pass on something to their children. But everything went away when we believed the lie and bought the lie that the Democratic Party was going to cause for us to be equal with the white majority here in the United States. See, let me tell you something that's very interesting and very funny. You have to believe in the value of hard work in order to understand why you being outraged is an oxymoron, because the Democratic Party will have you believe that you've been oppressed and held down for too long, and it's the white man doing it, and it's the racist people doing it, and it's racism, And they'll have you believe that unless the government intervenes on your behalf, you can do nothing. Black folks have bought that lie hook, line, and sinker. But yet, every single one of these trouble spots in America, the inner cities, the violent inner cities where the drugs are brought in and people killed, babies are being aborted or born into fatherless homes, they're all run by democratic governments. So I have a question for the Black Lives Matter movement. Okay, let me ask you a question. Maybe somebody can answer this. Why be angry and protest when the people who you say are supposed to help you, being the Democrats, they're the people who are in control of the bench in the areas where the police aren't being brought to justice? Let's think about that for a second. You're around Democratic judges, the Democratic police force, which you guys vote on, the chief and the sheriff and all those different things, or you're supposed to. The district attorney that you guys are voting for. These are people who you put into power. Yet, they're not being brought to justice for something that you perceive as being police brutality. But it's the Republicans' fault? It's the white folks' fault? When you guys have elected these people? You can't be outraged. This is what you voted for. Black America, you voted for this. You voted for the Democrats to run your communities, and that is why the communities are how they are. That's why the schools are bad. That's why there's no jobs there. And that's why when you try to start a business, you can't do it because the taxes are too high. That's why you can't get ahead. But keep blaming the Republican establishment that actually has done more for you than the Democratic establishment ever will. J-Bo signing out.